Hello everyone. It is Friday, February 14th of 2025. Valentine's Day. And what do we love? We love crypto. And we love becoming financially fit. That's what we really love. Because we've been talking about crypto a lot lately, only hinting at credit scores and credit reports. But, many people are in a bad way, so they're just all looking at crypto to try to get out of it. And we had a thing where ISO 20022 payments messaging system is being delayed for FedNow until either June or July of 2025. This is also on the heels of the announcement that from Barry Collinghouse that an IPO wouldn't happen until roughly 2026, and would probably take 6 months to do. So we could say it's sideways action all we want, but I'm gonna park that right there and give you a second example of what I want to talk about today. As you know, I've been having some car issues. More than likely it's the compression for one of the cylinders, and we got to see, they did some work on it. It seemed pretty good, but then we had the issue again this morning. Now, I had to take the day off to go to my DMV. Went to a location that is always great, and they were wonderful there again today. Wonderful bunch of people there. So it was very positive. But I did get called in to come to work, so it's going to equal out. I'm going to be doing a late shift. Now, that's the second thing. So what am I trying to get at? I'm trying to get at is the alternate thinking. Now, alternate thinking evolves a lot. Now, what I alluded to in that previous video, and I got a couple of comments from people very interested in what I'm talking about. Alternate thinking is about changing the perspective that you have. Now, that perspective usually comes from how we're raised, or our rearing, as well as our interpretation, our decisions made with that rearing, how we are raised. Now, we often default to our local societal norms. Now, this is across basically all societies. It's anthropologically sound. And yes, I was a sociology major for a little bit of time before I just got out of that because, wow, that's a whole other story. Never was an anthropology major. There was a difference. But sidebar that, because one thing I'm going to get to, it's a matter of perspective. Now, this is where the traditional liberal studies comes from, where it's that you learn the perspectives of other people. You're free-minded, a free man, that type of thing. So what I'm talking about here is you deliberately, you, me, everybody, the proverbial big U, Y-O-U, as to consciously grab on to what you're thinking. Do not have a reactive mind. Now, I was doing a lot of things on the phone, chatting with my real estate agent. I've been working with my underwriter. Things are really moving on that front. So you have to deliberately say to myself, what am I going to think right here? Am I going to control my reaction, or am I going to let my reactive mind control how I handle life? And to be controlled by your own mind, there's a lot of quotes about that. In the sense of what they mean, what they're referring to is your reactive mind, how you interpret the world around you. That is something that you can seize control of yourself. It takes practice, it's not easy. And I could have been reactive and be like, no, because my weekend's coming up. But the guy who messaged me was looking out for me, making sure I had my time in, and I accepted. Once I got everything done, straightened out, make sure I'm good, I accepted gratefully and gracefully. Very nice to him. He follows this channel too. No, I'm not just saying that because you're watching. But the perspective is, in this particular case, just like he said, you can make up your time. We have a weird system with our PTOs, personal time off, our sick days, etc. It's a thing that gets discussed a lot. But where I'm going with this is that in your day-to-day life, you have to control your perspective, but also you have to apply that control to your crypto holdings. Now let's go back to Brad's announcement and I believe the Federal Reserve made the announcement on the delay. Yeah, it would be them for FedNow. Some people are going to be all bummed out and want to sell their stuff. That's a fool's mentality. Now, you have every right to be a fool if you so desire. But what's that going to get you? Seriously, what's that going to get you? Nothing. You have to say what is, in the long run, best for me. You have to say, suck it up, buttercup. And you just gotta handle it rather, and just say, hey, it's kind of like accepting your fate type of deal. Thank you. Because your fate is what you make of it. So by that I mean everyone gets put in certain situations, and it's up to you to control how you react. So to put this into the sense for crypto, it's accumulation time still. That's great. Will you be able to accumulate as much XRP after the 400 to 500% run up? Of course not. But like we discussed in that video where I'm talking about alternate thinking, or one of them, that's more than likely by design. Because it's like, okay, those who are smart enough to get in then and even smarter to stay in, you're good. Those of you who came in a little later and you're still staying in, you're still good. And it's moving on from there. Now, another way to, or another layer to this onion, I should say, for those outside of the U.S., layers to the onion mean that one thing has many, many layers, just like an onion does, is that on XRP Ledger, there are some fabulous projects coming. One is often pronounced Corium. I thought it was pronounced Corum. Coreum. The other one, Sologenic, which is a layer on top of the XRP ledger. It also has some good things going for it. Take a look, research those out, make a decision for yourself. Man, these people. Make a decision for yourself. This is not financial advice. It's not advice of any kind. It's just conjecture of a gentleman with some experience in life and the opinion that comes from it. Now, got a lot of water and ice on the road. Gotta be very, very careful. Now, if you're looking at these day-to-day news drips, stop it. Stop doing that. It's about the big picture. It's about the macro. Start looking at the macro, not the micro. People would be upset with this announcement from Brad. Other people say, woohoo, great opportunity to leverage into Corium and Sologenic. And that is a conscious decision based on knowledge and wisdom, because you didn't sit in front of the TV all night. Instead, you researched your crypto. So that is absolutely a way to go. I always say, turn off your TV. Now with XLM, you have, gosh, I was going to call it Stonehenge. SHX. Great project. You have some other projects on XLM. The same principle could be applied if XLM does have a sudden rise. Now, historically it has, but they did a couple of things different, like the burning of the escrow. But now, alternate thinking, in summation, is to take a step back, pause a bit, understand what your reactive mind is doing, and make it proactive. Make a decision about it. It comes through practice. If you apply the concept of understanding how other people see the world, then you're going to have a situation where you're going to be able to apply alternate thinking, an alternate mindset to these solutions. Now, be that as it may, you're gonna, well, yeah, let's just leave that there, because now your mind is going to transcend into approaching other matters. Now, what we were talking about with the first time on the alternate thinking was just how people like the Kendra Hill persona will say, think. With that, there are two different types of thinking. We can, for now, call it positive and negative. The positive is that you work hard, you get something done, and you basically have a meritocracy, where you work hard for something and you get it. And they're both types of aristocratics, or an aristocracy. So you can have an aristocracy that is based on a meritocracy, and the people that earn it get it. Then you have an oligarchy, or even a technocracy, or where the technology determines, and who can best use it determines who is in the oligarchs, and the oligarchs become the aristocrats. That's the negative, because if you work hard, they should let you in the door. Now, you got a couple of matters that will impede you on that. For example, are there opportunities to let you in the door? So we'll get into that next time on this alternate thinking perspective. And I'm sure there's a lot there for a lot of people, so I don't want to really throw a bunch of things on you. because this can be a radical change for many people, and I really don't want to do that to anybody. But yes. So in short, thank you everyone for watching. Please comment down below. Please report all the knuckleheads that try to throw comments. Do not help anyone with a passphrase, please. That's still going around. I try to catch them all, report them, hide them from the channel. It's this way no one sees their stupid, ridiculous comments. But yeah, as of now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna leave y'all, let you go. I gotta finish parking this car. This one guy's parked icky. And I wish you all a good one. Peace.